Hello and welcome to Show Love. I'm Bronwen Murphy. I'm sorry, it's been a while. You know when you just lose a little spark in you and you need some time away to repair? Well, that happened. And although this podcast was recorded a few months ago, I needed to get my mojo back before I put it out there. But I'm back. And thank you to Chico, who laid his heart out, giving all his emotion and unconditional love. And boy, has he got some stories. Sorry this took so long, but at last, it's Chico time.
Unconditional love, acceptance, love. This is what we need.
I'm recording already because I'm joined here by Chico.
Sorry, I'm a little bit emotional today.
He's quite emotional already. We've only just started recording. We're sat outside. I don't know if that's going to affect the sound, but if it does, I'm sorry. Everyone knows you by one name. You're that cool. Welcome, Chico.
Thank you, Bronwen. You're my angel.
So everyone knows you as that fun-loving guy from X Factor, which is where we met back in 2005.
Exactly. You've been there every step of the way.
Every step of the way. You know that was 17 years ago.
I can't believe that.
I've known you that long. And
wow.
we've been like texting and
it seems like yesterday,
bumping into each other.
But you see, the beautiful thing about time is an illusion.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about people that you love, which is love-based, is unconditional, means I don't have to see you for 10 years.
It's still
but
the same.
It seemed like yesterday.
It does.
Because timelessness.
Yeah. It's lovely that you're talking about unconditional love because this is the Show Love podcast.
This is what it's about.
This is what it's all about. So there's so much more to you than the X Factor, though. I'm going to go back in time first.
Sure.
We keep talking about time, which is a little bit, I bet you get sick of that.
It's Chico time. Do you know, and let me address that because yesterday I got invited by my friend Joe Purvis, and I've been fasting the whole of Ramadan Ding Dong, and we have had all these people who are very successful monetary-wise, and I took a little bucket because we're raising money for kids in Ukraine.
That's what he's like, everyone. That's what he's like.
And we've, in the last few weeks, we raised 2,400 and hopefully more because I've just got to count the bucket. And do you know what? In the beginning, I felt a bit weird, just going, hi, how are you? Take a picture. I got put some money in. Yeah. And everyone's going, oh, I've got no money on your card. I'm like, download my app. Don't worry, I'm coming for you. And the beautiful thing is we have my beautiful friend that I stay with in Portugal, Tanya, Petra, she's Ukrainian, and Mohammed. And they open their home to me. That's how my retreats begun.
You're skipping ahead.
Yeah, no.
We're going to talk about this.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back first, and then we'll go to where you are now. So you're 1 year older than me, and you. I'm not going to say what year that was because I don't want anyone to know.
You look beautiful. You look beautiful.
Sip your wine a bit more, and then I'll make.
My sparkling water.
Okay. So you're 1 year older than me and were born in Wales. A lot of people won't know that.
Yeah, I was born in Bridgend and my parents separated and I was brought up by my grandparents in Morocco. And
so hang on, so you went to Morocco when you were 2? Right?
Probably about 18 months.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know, say 2, yeah.
To be with your grandparents?
To be with my grandparents and my... so I was brought up on... 1,000-year tradition, so to speak.
Morocco's a beautiful place.
It's gorgeous.
I wanted to go last Christmas, but I went to.
Well, you can come to one of my retreats in the Atlas Mountains.
And we'll come to that again in a minute.
Yeah. So, you know where they say, I'm my father's son?
Yeah.
I'm actually my grandfather's son.
Right. You were talking about the fact that that you're quite a spiritual family earlier. And you said it skipped a generation with your dad. Is there something about your dad?
Yeah, my dad is not spiritual in the sense of practice, but he's a good man.
Yeah.
And the baton has been given to me for whatever reason. And I believe that this vessel called Chico, or Yusef, which we'll talk about soon, has been passed to me to impart a message.
And what's the message?
Love, unconditional love.
I mean, here you are. I love it. Your name is Yusuf?
Yes.
Not
Joseph, it means Joseph.
Oh, does it? And not many people know that?
No, not many people know that. And the funny thing is Joseph is the technicolor, Joseph.
Yeah.
And everything I've ever done without realising it was my charity, Rainbow Child Foundation.
Yes.
My wife from Maulana Sheikh Nazim, which is a Sufi master, when he got us together, was an arranged marriage. We went as friends.
Really?
And we've come as a husband and wife.
Yeah.
We just, because you've got this incredible ability to be able to transport into different dimensions and see things that nobody else can. And I was like, okay, well, listen, it could either, back in my days, I've seen different things, but that was
you've had all the women.
That was JD induced, so to speak. But I basically said to her, look, come and see if this is a real gift or is imagination. Anyway, cut a long story short, I went there as my best friend for 15 years. Within 1 week, we were husband and wife.
Really?
And it was a absolute arranged marriage, but a spiritual marriage.
And that was what, 2008?
2004.
Oh, 2004.
Just before I went into the X Factor.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and with my spiritual master, I've actually asked him. I said, look, I'm going to go into this show. What do you think? And he went, devil music? And I went, no, Maulana, it's just he went, he closed his eyes.
What is devil music?
Devil music means that which takes you out of your soul, heart essence.
Okay. Most music doesn't take you...
So when he said that, I was like, no, it's just, entertaining.
Yeah.
And he closed his eyes, he grabbed my hand and went, you have permission.
Amazing.
And within that, 9 months to the day, I got number one and knocked Madonna off the top spot.
You're literally doing all my questions. Right.
No, we can talk all about that.
Tell us, Yusuf, how was Chico born then?
Okay. This is a crazy story.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, at 18, so we got the son, page 3, which we all know.
Yeah.
Right? Eventually, we had women going, hold on a minute, well, we don't have anything for men, like women. So they created a page 7 fella.
Ah.
Right. So they said, that
didn't last long, did it? I don't remember.
No, it didn't last long, but...
It's not... That's a shame.
But it created Chico, and this is what I'm going to get to, right? They said, if you think that your boyfriend has got what it takes to be a page 7 fella, please send in your pictures.
Yeah.
So me, not having a girlfriend, I wrote this. I went, I think my boyfriend is gorgeous.
Amazing.
So just from me, I call it the blag attack. Blag it, but be able to back it.
That's how I live life.
Right,
I love it.
So I wrote this story as my girlfriend, and I sent in my pictures to the Sun newspaper. A month later, I get this response. And I'm literally shaking. It's the Sun newspaper. I'm reading it. He went, thank you for applying. Yusuf, at the time, I'm going, Yusuf, thank you for applying, but you've been unsuccessful. Here's your pictures back. Because in those days, they literally answered you back.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed and heartbroken. I thought, I'm not having any of that. So anyway, I walked into the local newspaper, which was Crawley News, right? And it was like Eddie Murphy, like just blag it, you show something like Beverly Hills kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So I went, hey, listen, I've just been accepted by the Sun newspaper. I'm going to be a page 7 fella. And I went, yeah, what do you want us to do? I went, yeah, you want me as a local boy to be in your page 7. But we don't have this. I went, I know, but I want you to claim it as the local boy.
Amazing.
So cut a long story short, they wanted to go ahead with it. And the receptionist said, what's your name? I went, Yusuf Slimani. She went, Yusuf Salami? I went, no.
Salami.
I went, no. Yusuf Slimani. She went, useless salami. I went, no. I said, there's nothing useless about my salami. Trust me. Look. I said, listen. She went, have you got a nickname? I went, Chico.
You just thought of that on the spot?
But Chico was, when I was a goat herder,
Back in Morocco.
Yeah, back in Morocco.
Yeah.
And I went to the beach, and the first person that I saw, it's a long story, was the first time I saw blonde hair and blue eyes. And it looked like Princess Diana, which I wrote a song about called The Queen of Hearts. Way back.
Yeah.
But I was like this, and I was like a street vendor, and I was like, oh my God. I just looked like, and I left the stand, and I was this cheeky boy, and I was going like this. I pointed out as in like you and me, we should be together, right? And the guy went, hey, ¿qué pasa, muchacho? Hey, Chico. Like this. And I went, like, ¿qué pasa, muchacho? Means like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know? And he went, hey, Chico, means, hey, boy. Chico means boy.
Amazing.
Right? So it was embedded in my heart and my mind.
Yeah.
And so, they took me and they bought me ice cream for the first time. I've never eaten ice cream. And I took them back to my vendor and I gave them some sweets. So that Chico, hey, ¿qué pasa, muchacho? Hey, Chico, was embedded in my heart and in my mind. Eventually, I got to meet Prince Charles and whatnot, but eventually...
I bet you had no idea at that point then.
At that moment was the very foundation of what I was to become.
Yeah.
Right?
Hasn't your wife got blonde hair and blue eyes?
Yeah. Green eyes, just like you. Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
And so when she said, do you have a nickname? I went, Chico.
Amazing.
And do you know what was happened when they put my page, body top and all, my body and
which is
and they went
still toned, ladies and gentlemen, still toned.
And they went cheeky Chico bears his cheeks or something, and my friends were like, cheeky Chico, what is that? I went. And it stuck. That's how Chico came about. Yeah.
Wow, I love that. I love that story. So you wrote and recorded songs from an early age. You were into being in the arts. You wanted to do that. You did. Yes. You came back to the UK in age 14. Trained as an electrical engineer, which you need a lot of brains for. So that's...
Well, believe it or not, I left school without qualifications because I don't believe that it's one size fits all.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because I believe that we're all born with our own gifts. Some people are sports people.
Different talents.
Some people, different talents. So I actually left school without qualifications.
Did you like school?
I loved school, but I couldn't speak a word of English because I came here when I was 13 and a half. So it was hard for me in the sense of connection. But the good thing was I was inspired by Muhammad Ali and Bruce Lee. So I had that kind of connection, and my first love was Elvis. So they called me Little Elvis because I had a little quiff.
Amazing.
I had a little quiff, and I was this little Moroccan Elvis, and they go, oh, Elvis, So
is that how you got all the girls?
Well, to be honest with you, I wasn't a big hit.
Really?
I wasn't a big hit until
what?
Until... Do you want me to tell you the story?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, God. Until I was 16 and a half.
That's only a couple of years later.
Yeah, 16 and a half. So I become a trainee hairdresser. And what happened
that you've done everything.
Yeah, what happened was there was a club called Da Vinci's. So it was Crawley near Gatwick, and Hawley is even closer than Gatwick. That's why I connected with Richard Branson, because I loved blonde hair.
Yeah.
The ladies dressed in red. I was like, oh man, I want to be him. It's funny because I ended up cycling with Richard Branson.
Amazing.
This is crazy, right? And there was a pub. It used to be called the Game Bird. I thought, I'm game, and I'm looking for birds. right. So I thought, no thought necessary, right? Anyway, the pub would finish at 11, and they would all go to a club called Da Vinci's. So I ended up there, and I've connected with a friend called Gino, Zad, and Rocky, but they were all Iranian.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a bouncer. They're all three brothers. They look fantastic, gone to the gym. And anyway, I've gone in and went, I know, you're young, but you can come in. So anyway, I'd gone in, and I become a cloakroom boy.
Oh.
Right? I'm just cutting the story. And the cloakroom was right in the back. So I'd just get the beautiful girls that would come and give me their coats. I hang them up, and I'm like, oh my my God, I want to be with you. Right? But there's a dance floor, so I had to see everyone's belongings secure and safe, and then I would come to the end and see what's going on in the dance floor.
Yeah.
So what had happened was this. One day, they promoted me to the guy that was the floor manager didn't turn up. So they said, listen, don't worry about the coats. You come over here. So I thought to myself, you know what? What do I do to get his job? Right? I've got to do something different. So I become the dancing glass collector. So instead of going, oh, can I take your ashtray? Can I take your glass? I would do this. I would slide like this.
He's sliding.
Like this. Slide like this and go, hey. But what I did was we used to wear black trousers and a white shirt. But instead of a white shirt, I had a little pocket. So I had a little brush. Yeah. Like this. So I would turn and I would turn like this and I go, excuse me, ashtray, and I get the thing. So it became an entertainment.
Yeah, so you wanted to be the part there, didn't you? So, it still works because you just charmed two ladies just over there that literally were fawning all over you. All you said was hello.
But you know what? There's no harm in being charming.
No, that's true. Right? And you've got that in abundance.
Because you know, it doesn't take much to put a smile on someone's face.
And you do that. And that's why I adore you.
Yeah. Oh, and I adore you.
So then
So what happened is all of a sudden, people started to come and see the dancing glass collector.
Oh.
Right?
And how old were you now? Like 17?
So I'm 17. Yeah. So the boss is gone, right. So they put the floor manager in the cloakroom.
God, I
know. He didn't like me, but you know, what can I do, right? It's just one of those things, right?
Oh, you've got it on your own, right?
It's just one of those things. But what happened was, all of a sudden, the music stopped, right? What happened was this. Back in the days, we remember it, there was two sections in the nightclub. So it opens at 9, finishes at 2. Yeah. But then we used to be able to slow dance.
Yes.
2 of those, right? Now, there was like one at 11 o'clock and one at just before 2 o'clock. Yeah. We called it the erection section, excuse me. So I don't...
You can say whatever you want on there.
So what happened is like, you get a chance to ask whoever you like, and you still get a second chance later on if they say no. And
I bet you were creaming out.
Oh, but what had happened was I was quite a hit. But all of a sudden, this is like 10 o'clock, the music stopped, a guy came in, and I'm thinking, what the hell is this? It's all so it's 11:30 because all the air hostesses, Virgin air hostesses came in. Oh, and I'm thinking, hold on a minute, I'm dancing, I'm entertaining, and this guy come in for 2 minutes, and everyone is going crazy. What it was, he was a stripper. Right? He blindfolded the woman, put a banana in her mouth, and
what in her mouth?
Banana, like like bit of baby oil. I'm thinking, bloody hell!
I'm all over that.
Hold on a minute. But I didn't say anything. But as he finished, the music started, and he was just about to go upstairs, and I went, "Oh, you?" I said, like literally, I couldn't even speak. I went, "How are you?" Like literally, I had like verbal diarrhea in one sentence. And he said, "I'm a stripper." I went, "How much did you earn?" He went, 45 quid. I went, 45 quid? I got to do 3 nights here for 45 quid.
Oh my God.
He said, "I'm Tarzan." I went, "You look more like his rope." Because he was skinny.
Is that how you got into stripping?
This is how I got into stripping.
Wow.
And he went, I said, "I can do what you do." Wow. And he went, "You got a 6-pack?" I went, "Boom."
There it is.
He went, "Here's a number for a kissogram agency."
Brilliant.
And that's how it started. And I was looking after 3 uncles, my grandparents, and their family in Morocco. Oh. So what I would do, I called it the days of toast in margarine in Langley Green. I lived in a place called Langley Green. And what happened is I would earn £45 £45, say, for instance. Anyway, cut long
Which was
story
that?
short.
That's early 90s now,
Yeah, early 90s. And what happened is I would send all the money back.
Oh, you're so
And I lived on 52 pence.
And
I called it the toast and margarine in Langley Green.
God.
So what happened is that the toast was like, I don't know, 30 pence, and the beans was 20 pence, or vice versa.
A six-pack with that.
Well, that's why. I didn't eat my I was starving.
That's the secret.
And you know what? And certain weeks, I have a little bit left over, so I'll have a little bit of meat or something, you know.
Oh, my God, you're so adorable. Literally, fucking hell. So, right, wow.
So that was my beginning of how sort of Chico was born.
Yeah.
And everything I've earned I was living on literally 52 pence.
You're such a giving person. That's part of you. You're just so lovely.
But do you know why? Because I wake up every morning and I go, I'm alive.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning and go, I got my health. You know, what matters most is your health, is your wealth, and your wealth is your health. And if you can be surrounded, you know, the old saying says, if you can count your true friends on one hand, you're the richest person in the world.
Yeah.
I can count them on 10 and my toes.
Yeah.
Because I have people like you in my life.
Oh, you're adorable. I feel the same.
You know, it's
infectious. It's totally
beautiful.
infectious.
Anyway, sorry. I'm just like...
And this is why you were in tears earlier, isn't it?
Oh, my God. I cried.
Yeah.
I cried a few times today. And, you know, I'm not an emotional person in the sense of crying and showing tears. But, you know, when this supreme power connects you with angels in human form, you go, wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Gratitude.
I said that to my kids.
Gratitude.
Thank the angels. And they're like, whatever, Mum. Anyway, so...
don't get me started again. Oh, my God. Jesus. It's been such...
It's so adorable, though.
It's been so beautiful because right now I just feel unconditional love. But most of all, I feel loved.
Yeah.
From a power that cannot be explained. Call it God, call it universal creator, whatever you want to. There is no name for it.
Yeah.
But it's a feeling.
Feeling, exactly.
It's like me saying to you, you know when you fall in love with someone, right? And you wake up in the morning and you think about them. You sleep at night, you think about them. All day you think about them. I said to you, explain it. How can you explain it?
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
Right.
No.
It's that.
It's just there, isn't it? Right in your belly.
It's that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so
it's
nice.
just...
I wish you could see his smile right now.
Oh, my God. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So after the stripping, in 2004...
Yes.
I've skipped a little bit from 90s. You were working as an actor. You were doing stuff. You co-wrote, starred, produced, and provided the soundtrack for the Bafta nominated short film.
That's right. Yeah.
Winner Takes All.
Yeah. Which
also had your younger brother.
Yeah.
Again, not
older,
many people
believe it or not.
Oh, I thought he was younger than you.
No, he's older than me. John Campbell. That's his. He's not my real brother. He's my soul brother.
Yeah.
And this is an amazing story.
See, I thought he was born in 73.
No, he's born in 68.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Wikipedia. You let me down there. Let me down there.
That's okay.
But he works in Hollywood. He lives in LA.
Well, guess what? He was an actor, and he was actually my manager when I was in the X Factor.
Yeah. You're still good friends now, are you?
No, he's my brother.
Yeah,
we're the same coin, but different facades.
Yeah.
But the same value.
Yeah,
right.
I get you.
What happened is we were in a group called before the X Factor. We were called Chico, Mac and Chico. We're called Chico. But we were like the Milli Vanilli.
But actually sang.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can sing.
Yeah, you know, thank you. And not many people know that. And 17 years down the road, I certainly can hold a tune. But my daughter is a different story, which I'll tell you about. She's in the Brit school, by the way.
Yeah.
What happened was I said to him, look, follow your heart. And this is what I say to the message I always say to people, follow your heart. Because he just knows. Yeah. You're born for something, which takes me back to the classroom. You might be a sportsman, you might be a great mathematician, you might be a great, just a helping person. but we're all born in this world for a certain reason. It's your passion.
You've got to go
so
with that.
follow your passion, live your passion, love your passion.
And you'll never work a day in your life.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that is actually a quote by the great Lao Tzu, which is the Taoist, and anyone who wants to actually get the Tao Te Ching called by Lao Tzu. He says, find a job you love and you will never, ever work a day in your life.
Yeah, it's true.
So I said to him, follow your passion. And our story, shall I tell you how we met?
Tell us about the Bafta nomination.
Oh, you would never believe this.
Go on.
This is a crazy story. So I was a stripper in Crawley trying to get strippergrams. £30, £25. And I asked the guy and I said to him, who is the number one stripper in the country? And he went, well, he looks a little bit like you. He's got long hair. He's called Mac. And he's the new kid on the block, so to speak. Okay. So Kissagram is just turning up to birthday, whatever. But to actually do shows on the stripping scene is something completely different. So anyway, I went, okay, give me his number. I rang him up. I said, I'd like to come and see you. He said, yeah, fine. And cut a long story short, I went to see him. He was kind of almost like a bit arrogant. He's looking at me. And he was with a guy called Jacques from Australia. Another long story. He was a beautiful super male model. He did like Milan, Paris shows, and he was his friend, right? Anyway, he was looking. You got to imagine, I'm over here with my friend. He's over there with his friend, and he's going, yeah, he's no threat. Look at him. He might be a bit taller, but nah, he's not as good looking as me. And I'm looking at my friend going, yeah, he's a little short ass. I can blow his ass to the stratosphere, right? Anyway.
I love that you're always thinking big.
Yeah, you have to, right? Think big, because even if you fall, you still achieve.
You're still up there.
Yeah. Anyway, cut a long story short, we didn't connect that night. 3 months later, I'm sitting in the office waiting for a kissogram to come in. I thought, you know what, I'm going to call him up. And, hey, Matt, while I'm talking to him, he's like he's like, hey, how you doing? Oh, wow, lovely to meet you. I'm looking at my friend going, is this the same person? He goes, look, I've got a big show. Why don't you come over? Okay. I couldn't believe it.
So you made you were BAFTA nominated. How was that?
Oh, okay. Shall I tell you the story of what happened?
Yeah, I love your story.
This is so crazy. Okay, so I told him, you got to follow your passion. This is before the X Factor, right? And we went to Soho House. The actors go, and he was in the acting school. Yeah. So I met this girl.
You've got to be a member. It's proper boss.
So Helen Grace. Look at that. Look at that. Grace, right? It's all Grace. It's all Grace. And we were right up the top, and it was this lovely summer day. So you got Soho House, and you got the right top, and you can see everything.
I didn't even know about Soho House in 2004.
Yeah,
it's so up there, man.
Yeah, and you know what? So he went to the toilet, and I spoke to her, and I went, "Listen, so you're a director." I said, "How do you make movies? How?" She said, "Chico, there is 42,000 unemployed actors in London alone."
Oh, wow.
And I went, wow, I said, but how do you make it? She went, okay, so you've got soaps, and then you've got only about 4 movies at the time. At the time, it was like 4 weddings and a funeral, all that.
Yeah.
And, so one of my favourite actors is Anthony Hopkins, for instance. She went, there's only 4 major movies, or 5, and they are all taken by this particular people, and even soap stars get it.
Yeah.
And but how do you freaking make it then?
Yeah, it's so hard to make it.
And she went, well, if you make a short film, I said, well, tell me more. She went, well, let's look at about Madonna's guy, Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie. Yeah. She went, well, he made a short film of Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. He made a 10-minute film.
Did he?
Yeah, and he went to Cannes and showed it, and then got the interest, and then he got the finance. This is how you do it. And he went, Vin Diesel did the same thing. I went, oh, right, well, how much does it cost to make a short film? She went, well, you could do it minimum. I said, look, I want minimum because I got
Nothing.
freaking no money. She went, we can do something with $5,000 if you've got a good idea.
Ah.
And I went, great,
Yeah.
we'll do it. Now, again, this takes me to
Blagging it again, I love it.
Takes me to Richard Branson saying, which was, if you're offered a great opportunity, say yes and work out how to do it later.
Yes.
So I went, great, lovely.
Yeah.
Let's make it. She went, have you got a script? I went, yeah, of course I have. No, I have no idea. When my brother, John Mack, came in, I went, we're making a short movie. He was like, right? Anyway, cut a long story short, what had happened was one of my favourite jokes. So what I did, I took the joke and I turned everything in rhyme and rap. So everything rhymed. And I thought, lock, stock and two smoking barrels. Well, I could have gone to the gangster world. Yeah. If I didn't love women so much, I would have been a gangster because all of my friends at the time have served Her Majesty's pleasure. So it was like, oh, I don't want to fight and be in a gang. I just love women. So I'm going to be a stripper, right? So anyway, cut long story short, we put everything together. We wrote the script. She went, oh my God, this is amazing.
Really?
This is incredible. I was like, in the back of my mind going, I have no freaking idea, but if you like it, I like it. As a matter of fact, if you like it, I love it.
So what was it about, Winner Takes All?
Okay, well, it's about a joke. I don't want to spoil it because I'd like people to sort of see it.
Yeah.
But
we can leave it at that. It's Bafta nominated.
Yeah. But anyway, what had happened is we've got all our friends in the movie. I was working in clubs, Streatham, which we created Lap Attack, which eventually I got sick and tired of stripping and becoming a piece of meat. I'd become a promoter. Yeah. So I started doing that. So I got the place, I got all of my friends. And then Helen Grace was, we ended up shooting it on Thompson Viper, I think, which was what Star Wars was shot on.
What?
Right? Put it this way, it gone from $5,000 to $10,000, 20 grand, 25. Remortgaged my house
You didn't?
Yeah. And I went, we're going to do it. I don't care, right? The house that we were living in, remortgaged it. So we got about £150,000 worth of filming for 25 grand.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
But within that, we took it to Cannes. We got
BAFTA nominated?
Not only BAFTA nomination, but we've got people to sponsor us for 100 grand. And out of that, we wrote Lunchbox, which was, when everything goes wrong, you left in your thong. That's what I'm saying to you about Magic Mike. Yeah. And we gave it to so many people. And I'm not just saying this. We've given our script TV ideas. And later on, guess what? And I'm not saying it's connected, which I think some of it is. Yeah. Right? But I swear, as you know, I've had many TV ideas. Yeah. And I've had meetings. Yeah. I'm not going to say who. 6 months down the road.
It's on the telly.
It's on the telly.
I know, I've heard it.
And the person presenting it looked exactly like me.
Wow.
And anyway,
that's the dark side of
that's the dark side. But anyway, cut a long story short, I call it the blag attack. Yeah, blag it, but be able to back it.
Exactly. So then, the year later, you're on the X Factor. Yes. So things are going well for you at this point. You reached the quarterfinals, which everyone knows. Yes. Simon Cowell walked out of your audition. Louis Walsh and Sharon Osbourne bloody loved you. The lovely Kate Thornton was the presenter.
I love her.
Love her. And there's a great clip of you saying, which I saw on YouTube, which is brilliant, going, you have to have drive, charisma, the moves and character. Put it in a pot and you've got the X Factor. And I believe you're looking at it.
Did I say that? Oh my God.
That's so true. And you're here still.
Do you know what? For me, when people say to me, well, what is the X Factor? I say, it's that thing that when it comes on stage, you watch it, but you can't put your finger on it. You just know.
Well, when you walk in a room, you can. There's a definite shift.
It's an energy. It's just energy. It's just
exactly.
energy. Because
that's what we're talking about. The whole.
Yeah, exactly.
Of this.
Because the thing is this, and this is what I try to tell people. I say, if you put us under a microscope, we are vibrating energy field.
Yeah.
And that energy field is just like a radio frequency, right? You've got 98.8 radio 1, 95 whatever capital. Yeah. It's like when you're driving a car. Say, for instance, in the motorway, you might be listening to a radio station. All of a sudden, you've got another station. What's happened is just a frequency.
Yeah.
You're listening to something different. And what I try to say to people is raise your frequency.
Yes.
And that frequency can either be love, compassion, just unconditional love, right? Or it can be negative thoughts, which is envy, hatred, whatever it may be. And once you start to resonate at a level of frequency of unconditional love, and what I mean by unconditional love, because they say love. Now, that love is a transaction. Means I love you, you love me.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you love me, I love you back.
Yeah, yeah.
No. That's a transaction.
Yeah.
That's a marriage.
You just,
Right?
You love unconditionally, whatever, despite what.
But unconditional is the purest form of unconditional love is a mother to her babies.
Yeah.
They will drive you mad. You'll get angry, whatever it may be. But you still love them unconditionally.
I know that.
All right. So that's what I'm saying. And when you're vibrating at that level of frequency, you can only meet that kind of frequency. And even when you meet lower frequency, it doesn't matter because you're vibrating at this. And you become a mirror by which others can see themselves.
Yeah. Well, you brought that to the X Factor because I think that came across.
Do you know how Chico time came about?
No.
Oh my God.
Tell us.
Can I?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Go on.
So what happened was obviously I went to so Chico time. Do you know how it happened?
No, I was there. I don't even remember.
So there was seven.
We worked together. All
so there were 7 people.
Yeah.
Because you didn't come to Sharon Osbourne's house.
No.
Right. And so there's 7 people, and there's Andy Abraham was the black bin man.
Yes.
Who is like my closest friend,
He's
the
adorable.
most beautiful human soul. I've never ever met a person. Even in negativity, he would never say a bad word about anyone.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. Yeah. Brenda Edwards.
I love her.
We had Maria Lawson. So all these people.
Shane Warne.
Shane Ward. But he was. Yeah. But you see what happened in my group, which was the older group.
Yes.
Everyone sung like Aretha Franklin, Tina Turner. Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
And there was me. Right? And what happened is we had 2 weeks to prepare. Right? And everyone's going, oh, you're not a great singer, you're not this. So I thought, I'm going to sing Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Right? As I got there, I've learned this Stevie Wonder song just to show people that I've got a voice.
Yeah.
Sharon came up to me, she went, Chico, we want you to sing Living La Vida Loca.
Oh, of course.
I was like,
oh, fuck's sake.
But hold on a minute. Everyone's had like weeks to prepare. I said, oh, okay, fine. So anyway, I was looked after by Mark Hudson. Rainbow colours, beard. He looked like the bloody oral sex with a bag of Skittles. And, he was like the Hudson brothers, right? He worked with every superstar, the Beatles, the whole lot. It actually got me on a phone with Ringo.
What? Shut up.
I swear.
Not that one.
No, but I've got crazy stories.
What?
Honestly, nobody knows.
That's amazing.
Honestly. Anyway, I'm sitting in the back, and they all had to go before me. I was the last one.
Oh, God, how did you get through that? Your nerves.
I put my fingers in my ears like this. I'm going, I'm not hearing, like literally. And just before I came on, Mark came up to me and goes, yo, my brother. Hey, listen, you got to do you, man. I was like, yeah. He went, yo, if you want to jump in the fucking pool, man, you got to fucking jump in the pool. I was already thinking about that because for me, I'm thinking...
With the microphone?
No, but I didn't. But check this out. In my head, I'm going, she makes you take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain.
Yeah.
There's the pool.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if I can't hit him with the musical, I'm going to hit him with the physical. Six-pack does everything, right? Right. So I got in there and... I mean, it was all a blur. And they went, hi, how are you? As I came out, there's Ozzy Osbourne, Rachel Hunter, Penelope Cruz's sister, the whole lot. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, this is a far cry from Lucian Clock Tower. Anyway, I walk in. How are you? I went, in nervousness, I went, my name is Chico. My name is Chico. I'm seeking, they call me Chico Loco, and I'm seeking Living La Vida Loca. And in my head, the voice going, what the hell are you doing? Just get on with the fucking song. Excuse me, I don't mean to swear, by the way.
Swear, I don't care.
So anyway, makes you take your clothes off.
Yeah.
Rip the shirt. Go dancing in the rain.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was one of my inspiration musically.
Yeah.
I was like, pow! I thought, yeah, man, if they slow it down, the water comes up, great. But I was so taken in, and now, because like, I'm looking at them and everyone's going crazy, right? I jumped in the pool, and it's like Ozzy's going, like, and I just see this, I'm thinking, wow, man, this is great. So I'm on my knees. But I didn't realise I was going to just about to show the world what a charcoal goat herder looks like, because I had a live mic, water.
Yes.
But I'm suffering delusions of grandeur. I'm thinking, Chico's all right, baby. Yeah. Honestly, literally, I'm on my knees, and I've got Sharon, and Ozzy come up to me and he went, no, I think that was fucking brilliant, man. But I mean, he must be fucking desperate to jump in the fucking pool in the live microphone, Sharon. And at that moment, I went, the craziest rock and roll star in history.
It's just
called me crazy. I'll take that. Lovely. Chico time. And what had happened was this. When we walked in to go, hi, Sharon, how are you? She went, what's your name? I went, Chico. She went, what time do you call this? I went, Chico time. She went, oh, get on your flying copy and go, or something. And then Ozzy went, I can't like that.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you a little story about Ozzy?
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
Am I going to get in trouble?
No. This is hilarious. Because when we walked in, and obviously they had that reality show,
that's great.
And the house looked so much bigger on TV, but it was actually quite small. They're very, very spiritual people.
Yeah.
Because as I walked in, the first thing you saw was this massive Bible. Massive. Like antiquity, whatever you call it.
Antique.
Yeah, antique, right? And behind it was a mosaic of like Moses. And then as I walked in, there was like Jesus.
Really? That surprises me.
And yeah, I know. And then I walked the other side by the pool, there was a Buddha statue.
Wow.
And I walked to the other side, and there was like the candles of the Jewish thing.
Wow,
and then,
coming at all angles.
Yeah, and then the Muslim thing. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You never, and you know what was weird? She took us around. She was showing us around. And she went, oh, this is Kelly's room. She took us upstairs. And I'm thinking like skulls and, Kelly's room was pink. I was like, what is going
Pink and fluffy, was it?
Pink and fluffy. And all this like pillows and stuff. I couldn't believe it. What happened, as we were going up the stairs, she loves her dogs, right?
Yeah.
So each stair had a picture of a dog. This is my introduction to Ozzy, right? A picture of a black and white dog. And each one up there had like a cross underneath it. And I'm thinking, wow, they really are spiritual people. I can't believe this. Dog, God. I'm thinking, this is how my ADHD mind's going. Yeah. I reverse everything. God, dog, okay, fine. So anyway, and when we walked in, there was this... It's the first time that I was like, this is a beautiful smell. It was like scented candles. Yeah. I'm thinking, this is beautiful, this pink room, this purple room, and this is going up. And no one would say anything. Brenda, Andy, no one is saying anything. And I went, hell, I've just noticed me. My ADHD comes in. I went, hell, I see all these pictures of dogs, but some of them got crosses and some of them don't. As I said that, Ozzy comes out and goes, that one's fucking dead. That one's dead. That one's got run over by a fucking dingo. And they're all fucking dead.
Such a good impression.
I swear to God, that's how my introduction with Ozzy Osbourne happened. It's crazy. Anyway.
That must have been wild times, like, for you.
The craziest time. I had a very, very crazy spiritual experience, which you may call enlightenment. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, because obviously the time Factor.
Yeah.
We were waking up like at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I woke up and I prayed and I meditated. And I had this crazy spiritual experience. And at that moment, I knew that I was going to go through. What happened was the newspapers, the Sun, everyone was like, because of my story as a stripper.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when I went to the offices at the Sun, I think her name was Victoria, and she was like horrible to me.
I mean, a lot of people were horrible.
Yeah, horrible to me, right? But they were like, you know what? In the history of the newspaper, we've never had so many kiss and tell stories. We're just like, oh, there's a naked picture of Chico. Yeah, fine, right? And what happened was I woke up one day. This is how Chico time came about. I think it was the third or fourth week, I think. I was tired. I was exhausted with no voice. I opened the newspaper, and it was a double-page spread, and it said, "Is this man the biggest waste of space on British TV?"
Shut up.
I swear, right?
They are ruthless.
Yeah. And it absolutely broke me. But you know what broke me? Was on one side it says, vote yes, vote no. And I only saw that in like murderers, pedophiles, whatever it may be, like horrible, nasty people in this world, right?
There's nothing nasty about it.
And I went, all I'm trying to do is provide for my 3 uncles and my family back home. Why am I being subjected to this? So I rang Sharon. I'm surprised you don't know this.
No.
Right? I rang Sharon and I went, I quit. On my 4th week of the X Factor, I went, I quit. She went, don't you fucking quit on me. Winners are not losers and losers are not winners or something like that. Quitters are not winners and winners are not losers. She went, come and see Mark. All right, fine. So I walked to Mark, you know, the Rainbow Warrior, and Eo and Yo, my brother, what's going on? I went, listen, I don't get it. I don't understand. I said, when I come out, kids, I said, I've gone from like a stripper to Pied Piper in the sense of like kids.
Everyone loves you.
Kids, I said, kids love me, mothers love me, grandmas love me. Yeah. I said, I even walk down the street and I get stopped by big guys with tattoos, and I think they want to beat me up and they go, yo, it's Chico time. Sorry, before that, it's like they love me.
Yeah.
Chico time wasn't even born at this time, right? So anyway, I said, I don't get it. And do you know what he said to me? He just looked at me right in the eyes. He went, yo, my brother, to thyself be true. And at that moment, I went, yeah, man, you can get delirious if you take life too serious. He went, that's right, my brother, because it's Chico time. I went, he said, there's a song. There's a freaking song. So we went in, we recorded the song.
Amazing.
That was like Monday, Tuesday. And on the Wednesday, we all had to meet our mentors, right? So to see what song we're going to sing and what we're going to do that week. So he went, yo, man, we're going to play it to Sharon. Let's see what's going on, my brother. Okay, so we played Chico time. And she went, hey, OC, come. OC hears it. He went, I think that's fucking brilliant, man. I think it's got number one written all over it. Simon, come here. Simon comes in, and what happened is, it's Chico time. You can get delirious if you take like but we had it the other way. So it was the word, it's Chico time. You can get delirious. Simon went, I like it, but changed the chorus to it's Chico time with the bridge. Obviously, he was like, ka-ching, ka-ching. And he went, if you get through this week, you can do your own song.
Wow.
Obviously, I was going to get through that week no matter what, as you know, right? And of course, we did the Chico time, and he became a phenomenon.
And as you said, knocked Madonna off number 1.
9 months to the day.
It was so incredible.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
You have to listen. That was 16 years ago. You've got to listen
17
to it.
Now.
Is it?
As you said.
Yeah. Now that's amazing. But just to clear up some of the stuff, you did an interview a little while ago about X Factor, and you were saying you've never said a bad word about X Factor.
Oh, absolutely. I think
massively fond memories. The paper said that they used and abused. You said they used and abused you. That you're on a conveyor belt. That. How do you feel about what do you want to say about that?
I did. Someone contacted me. It was one of the radio stations. I'm not going to mention who they are.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was about Jedward and all the people that went on the X Factor, who are dogging the X Factor.
Yeah.
So I said, who were you before the X Factor?
Yeah.
As we all know, the music industry and what it does, you're as good as your last song.
Yes.
Or you're as good as your last album. So what I said, I have never once dogged the X Factor, because without the X Factor, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So I said it's a platform by which you could use to, if you've got the backing of Simon and everyone else, like Leona, like One Direction, like everyone else who made it big, if you've got the machine behind you, you will get to wherever you need to get.
Yeah.
I said, however, many people have made some great careers, like Brenda. You know, you go to do West End shows, etc., etc. So I said it's a platform by which you can use to elevate yourself to do other great things. But what they took was a soundbite of saying, I said the music industry is a conveyor belt because this year, if you don't make something, back in my days, and I can say that now, you could live 2-3 years. Now, it's like 2 months because you've got so many reality shows. And I said, it's a conveyor belt. I was talking about the music industry. It chews you and spits you out. Yeah. Right.
Which is now like TikTok or...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I never once belittled or said anything bad about the X Factor. And as a matter of fact, that actually broke my heart because I thought, how is it that we now know about fake news, especially in the last 2 years, and what's transpired? Doesn't matter whether you're the jab and jab nots or the have and have nots. Yeah. We now realize that, wow, what we've been fed, what we've been told, most of it is lies. Okay?
Party or no party.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. Because, you know, they say you can't have a party while they're having Jolly Japes in the back garden party. You can't see your granny while he's getting fanny, you know. You know.
Now that one's going to be growing.
You know, so
that's fucking brilliant.
So and
those are your followers, I've written here on social media. Love your no bullshit approach to the state of the world. Anything you want to say about that and to them?
Yes, I do. Well, the thing is I practice what I preach, and I follow something called the bullshitiometer, which is your whole heart, soul, essence. And you have, just like Mark said, to thyself be true. Yeah. Means you've got to speak your truth. And as the great Buddha said, there are only 3 things you can't hide for too long. The sun, the moon, and the truth. Yeah. You see, when you speak the truth, it comes in 3 things. First, it gets attacked. Well, at first, it gets ridiculed. Yeah. When it starts to gain momentum, it gets attacked. Yeah. Eventually, you have to be accepted as self-evident, because when you are dealing with the truth, it might not get you many friends, but it will get you the right friends.
Ain't that the
you
truth?
See, and the thing is you have to be true to you, and do what's right within your heart, soul, essence. And what do I mean by that? I mean action with the right intention, because we live in a world of make-believe. And hi, meet my representative, right? But actually, if you live with everything you do, which is an action, with the right intention, means if I meet you, it's selfless. It is not, hi, I'm going to do this to get something out of you. If you're in a business thing, that's a different matter. But even then, if you act true, which is called integrity. What is integrity? Integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Yeah. Right?
I like that, yeah.
And the thing for me is, you could lose money, you lost nothing. If you lose your health, you've lost something. But if you lose your character, you lose everything. Yeah. And that is my foundation. and I don't care, and I have suffered greatly in the last 2 years, as you know, and I don't want to go into it.
Yeah.
Speaking my truth, I've lost TV shows, I've lost gigs, I've lost probably £250,000 in revenue, and I'm in a situation financially right now, and I know it will come, where, you know, divorce is knocking on my door.
Yeah.
However, I will sacrifice everything for truth, because as a great noble master said, speak the truth even if it's against yourself.
Yeah, wow.
And to reach that level of being is your whole existence of incarnating in this crazy dance we call life.
Yeah, and the world's gone a little bit batshit crazy.
It's gone batshit crazy.
And who knows what the truth is. But like you said earlier, the only difference between a conspiracy theorist...
the difference between a conspiracy and the truth is about 6 months.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's about 3 months.
Exactly that.
Because, like, as I said, it's like the people we've elected and the people we've voted for, who we think are working for us,
role models,
no longer do. And I always say there's only 4 sins: we've been lied to politically, raped spiritually, dumped mentally, and poisoned physically.
Wowza.
And so when you start to connect with your heart soul essence, there is something inside you that just knows.
Yeah.
And what's happened in this last 2 years is awakened so many people, but we also got the other side, which is cognitive dissonance, and means they know something ain't right.
Yeah.
They know that.
Yeah.
But their ego does not allow them to say, I was wrong.
And ignorance is bliss.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and what happens is from cognitive dissonance, you go into Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
You are protecting the very tyrants.
Yeah.
Just like being in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
You know, the narcissistic relationship where you now start to just go, oh my God, I've just looked for, oh, they're nice. You know, they're like an abusive boyfriend where you go, oh yeah, but there is that. And they give you that little bit of, oh, I'm going to take you out for the weekend, but they'd be horrible to you for the whole week. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But eventually,
that.
but eventually you go, no, hold on, you're not serving my greater purpose in any way, shape, or form. I'm serving you. I'm your slave.
Yeah.
And this is what I try to tell people is take your power back.
Yes.
Because you're a limitless being with limitless potential in a physical body called a human.
And we're not fucking here long. That's one of your amazing traits, is that you don't take life too serious.
No, man.
And you're always up. I'm not sure what your wife, Daniela, and
Rakic,
two children say about
beautiful.
you being up.
Well, guess what?
Do they see a down, Chico?
Yeah, they do. They see the real me. And I try to work on, I call it the 90% 10.
Yeah.
I try to be 90% positive, 10% down.
I mean, nobody can be up all the time.
No, you can't. Because what you see, the thing is you have to allow yourself the human faculties of what you are.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah, we all make mistakes, but at the same time, if we all were financially secure, if we all had a roof over our head, we didn't have to worry about bills, we didn't have to worry about the system, we didn't have to worry about fake news, we didn't have to worry about the bullshit that's going on in the world, say for instance, we wouldn't have, without being cancelled, and in a cancelled society, etc. If we had all of that, why would you be unhappy?
Yeah.
Unless you are born a absolute moron. Most of the problems that we have is financial, one, physical, because you're not active, and the last one is spiritual, meaning you don't know the true essence of who you are. You're not this ego, body, mind. You're not your thoughts. These are conditioning. You know, your parents give you a certain conditioning. Religion or non-religion give you a certain conditioning. You go to a school, you pick up these things. And it's just like, I always say to people, like, you know, the iPhone, say for instance, looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
How do you personalize it? You put your own videos, your own pictures, and you put a password.
Yeah.
The password is ego. Easing God out, or easing good out, or what I term as energy going off on one. Just a thought process.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And once you realize you're not the software within the iPhone, you are the iPhone.
It's so apt that we're in the outside right now.
The most beautiful place.
We look like we're in a wood. It's beautiful.
Exactly, isn't it?
It's so apt
just,
for you
oh
and
my God, it's beautiful.
Anyway,
it's your energy, darling.
It's your energy.
It's your energy.
So after X Factor, you've done many TV appearances, pantos gigs, Dancing on Ice, which I did with you as well. But what your love and passion is fitness, body, health and wellness.
Yes.
First of all, let's do a plug for your website. Okay. I mean, of course it's called it'schicotime.com.
Yeah.
You've got to look it up. It's chicotime.com. It's such a genius name, and well done for that. I'm going to do a video with you saying that in a minute. On there, you have retreats and courses. Tell us about Who Breath.
Okay, Who Breath is an ancient breathing technique from my spiritual master. And do you know how it came about? Can I tell you?
Yeah.
I was actually picking up my girl, and I had the radio on. It was Russell Brand interviewing Wim Hof, who's the great master of breath work, basically Western, and they call him the Iceman. And through breath, he broke every world record. He could like stay in ice for 2.5 hours. He did the Sahara 3 days without water. I mean, it's incredible. They're actually...
Through breath work?
Yeah, through breath work. And what happened was this. Well, scientifically, they went, nah, this is bullshit. What they did was one of the American, not Harvard, but it was Berkeley or something, university, and went, try it. And what they did was they put him under observation and they injected him with E. coli, which is like coronavirus, right? And with his breath work, they could see on the graph, right? He literally was disappearing out of his body.
What?
So, while that was happening, he said, listen, I've done... And so breath work is from the ancient masters. It originated in pranayama, which is the Hindus, and the Tibetan monks could raise their body temperature in the Himalayan mountains to 25 degrees in minus 25 degrees.
Wow.
They can sweat in the snow.
What?
Right. So this is the power.
Amazing.
This is what I'm saying to you. It's about your thoughts and your mind and what you're capable of achieving. And he was mentioning all these different things. And he went, yeah, I've done pranayama, I've done this, and I've done the Sufis, which is the mystical side of what I come from. And I went, oh, really? You've not achieved that in that? Okay. So my spiritual master would do mantras. When I was doing these mantras, I was counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, or whatever. And what happened is I thought, wow, if you breathe in, 4 in, 2 out, which is like I say mantra, that would be like, we'll call it a ruh al-Qudsi. It means the heavenly fire. It means you ignite. It's like having a double espresso. If you take 2 in and 4 out, that's rest and digest, which is the noble prophet would say, eat dinner, lunch, and rest, which where siesta comes from. Ah. So siesta comes from that. And when you have dinner, walk. I was like, oh, wow. So 4 in energizes, 2 in, 4 out makes you calm, and then 4 in, 4 out is the balance, which is like if you're feeling a bit tired, just want a little bit pick me up. So what I did was I took all that and I created music and chants, mystical rhythms for the average person to be able to follow. And what happened, again, my whole life is an inspiration, as you saw earlier on, right? I rang up my friend Danny Kirsch, and I said, listen, I need to come in and record this music. Oh, great. And he's got a studio in the back of his garden. He went, do you want a coffee? I went, yeah, great. Lovely. I'd love a coffee. Took him 10 minutes, came back, and went, I need to get into the booth. I started recording this stuff, and he went, wow, he said, I got goosebumps all over me. That is amazing. How long? You must have been working this for months. I went, no, You just went and made a coffee and it was inspired.
Yeah.
And it just resonated with people. So Who Breath is getting high on your own supply, direction sky, natural medicine, and we all do one thing that we do every day, which is breath, but we do it unconsciously. When you start breathing consciously, it literally changes your physicality, physiology, mentality, spirituality, and
can I breathe myself in?
Huh?
Can I breathe?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, no, but I swear to God, you can.
Okay.
You can.
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
So you do 40-day life transformations on there?
Yes.
You do relaxing in paradise with your retreats.
Yes.
Guided meditation, which combines ancient breathing techniques and movements and sensory activity. It relieves stress, reduces anxiety. And this is what everyone needs right now.
And this is exactly what I try to do. I want to be the change that people can see. Yeah. And I would love to be a mirror by which people can see themselves. So what I'm saying to them is, look, we are, like, as I said to you earlier on, we're like little drops out of an ocean. And that ocean, you call it God, call it Allah, Jah, Jehovah, the Great Spirit, Shengdi, whatever it is, right? We become separated. And in that separation, we become a person. And we think fulfillment is in fame, in money, in drugs, rock and roll, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
We reach there and we go, now what?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the now what. Because irrelevant of what you achieve in the material world, there'll always be a now what.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that drop is searching outside and it realizes that it's an inside job.
Yeah.
And then you go inside to the breath.
Yeah.
And you go, oh my God, that which I've been searching for.
That's why you're so damn happy.
Has never left me. It's always been inside. It's an inside job.
So you've got an app?
Yes. It's called Who Breath.
Yeah.
H-U Breath.
Yeah.
And what I try to do is I've created Block Fit, which is dance, combat, hit, yoga, meditation.
And that you did a while back.
That's right. And I've trained over 750 instructors.
And again, that was inspired by Muhammad Ali and
Bruce Lee, my first loves.
Yeah.
You know, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee if you really want to be like Muhammad Ali. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. And
so what's that? Dance, combat, hit
yoga, meditation.
Yeah.
And the Who Breath really came outside of the yoga meditation part, which was like when I'd give testimonials, even like kids, and I go, what did you like? Some people like dance, combat, or whatever it may be. But 95% was like, oh my God, that meditation part when you did the breath, it took me to to a different dimension. And what was amazing was kids. And this is what's so incredible. I wasn't meant to do it for kids. I was doing a tour of Butlins and park resorts, and I tried to give them, for me to get the gigs, again, blag it, but be able to back it. I went, listen, I'll sing at night, and the next day I'll do you a free block fit, right?
Yeah.
So I got about 30 gigs, and I thought, great. So at night, I would sing, and I've got all these dances, but because I create my own music with the moves, in the next day, I thought it was for adults, and all of these kids turned up.
Oh,
and I'm thinking, oh my God, insurance. So I'll always go to the manager, listen, it's not for really kids. And they went, look, it's fine. And I'm thinking, well, they've already danced to the music, so let's do the dance part, and I'll tell them to just get off at the combat bit. So they do the dance, and the whole family, grandma, grandpa, mum, kids. I said, right, okay, kids, this is a combat part. No one wants to get off the dance floor, right? So we'll do the dance floor. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee if you really want to be like Muhammad Ali. Bang, bang. What? Bang, bang. They're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, now we've got the hit, which is 40 second on, 20 second off. I'm thinking, oh, the jumps and this. I thought, in my head, I'm thinking, right, let's make it exciting. So instead of like doing, like say this move, like this from side to side, like this, I thought, right, now, kids, we got the tiger. Right? So I started doing these animal moves. They wouldn't move. I mean, they were like doing it more than the mums and dads. And then I thought, they're not going to like the yoga meditation part, surely. They're doing it. And when we got to the breath work part, and I asked them, 95% of the kids went, I love that bit when you said, find your happy place. Because what I do, I say, right now, okay, just lift your arms up and come back to your heart center and find your happy place.
That's adorable. What is that saying that the kids love that?
You know why? As the great master, like I said, I'm not religious, but the great master Jesus said, lest we become like children, we will never enter the kingdom of heaven. What does that mean? What that means is to be the child of the present now-ment. Right?
Living in the now.
So the kids, why they resonate with this is because we as adults have got a story, a library of thoughts of indoctrination, information, misinformation, and we act accordingly to that. And because it's all of those thoughts are based on ego, we become fearful. And fear is false emotion appearing real. Or what I say, forget everything and rewind. Or funk everything and rewind. Right? A child is a mirror mind. They reflect everything but hold on to nothing and no thing. So they are already in the present moment. So when I say go to your happy place, they haven't got a baggage, emotional baggage. So they're already transported to what you may call the kingdom of heaven, or a true reality of who we should be. So really, human beings, and this is what I'm talking about, the Who Breath retreats, when I see people, first day they come, hi, meet my representative. By the second, third day, they become children. And we connect with the inner child. And as they say, show me the child to the age of 7, I'll show you the man or the woman. So what I realize now is adults are just broken children.
Yeah. And you bring out their truth.
And this is what we do. This is what we do, call it the Hoopanopono, which is to... and even I, when I was teaching it, and at the end of the movement, before we do the breath work, I go, okay, stand here. Imagine your 7-year-old self looking at you with those beautiful eyes, and you go, I'm sorry. And then I say, reach out, and they're holding your hand, no judgment, please forgive me. Then I say, hold them and go, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And we keep doing it, and as you can see, I'm getting very emotional now. When you do that, something magical happens, and I realized I was thinking I was breaking down throughout oh God, please.
Take your time, that's all right.
I was asking myself, why am I getting so emotional just as I am now? And it was childhood abandonment, not accepted, being bullied, all of that. Oh God. It's obviously something I haven't dealt with yet, you know? Yeah. Oh my God. Wow.
We can stop for a minute.
No. I don't want you to stop. So we have childhood abandonments. We have, and what I try to teach is 4 principles, which is surrender to what is, humility, to be humble, and not see yourself as grand, and love, self-love. You've got to love yourself. Not in an arrogant way. But self-love is accepting yourself with all your faults.
And we've all got them.
We've all got them.
Yeah.
Right. And the end of that is gratitude. Be grateful for everything that comes in your life. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is a blessing. The bad is a lesson. So you're winning.
Every single person listening to this has probably had some bad.
Yeah, we all do.
You've got to break the circle. That's the thing, isn't it?
And you have to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Look, just as long as you forgive yourself and go, okay, I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. Not a year down the road. Just better than you were yesterday.
Day by day.
Day by day.
Yeah.
And be the child of the present moment.
Yeah.
And this is what we try to teach through Who Breath. And, one of the most beautiful testimonials was by Gemma Swainson. She's a real truthist. And she said to me, Chico, I suffered from PTSD. Traumatic stuff in childhood. And she said, a week with you, I no longer suffer from that.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
And that's amazing, And people say to me, "Wow, Chico, what have you done to us?" Wow. And
you're giving so much away that you've got to look for yourself.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is I say, I have done nothing but pointing you to your own truth.
Yeah.
The breath is doing the work. I can't teach you.
Yeah.
No more than the sky can be more sky-like. You are already that vastness. Yeah. You are already an ocean of limitlessness. So when you tap in and look within, you realize that the treasure is within you.
Yeah.
Though I was a spiritual taxi driver, so to speak, to give you that pointing. But I'm not your teacher. I'm not a preacher. I'm a pointing to your own truth.
Yeah. And it can be painful to point your own truth.
But guess what? Yeah. It's the most painful.
Yeah.
That's why people don't want to go there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're opening Pandora's box.
It's good to have a good cry there.
Yeah. And boy, I've cried.
So much today. I'm so sorry.
I know, but I've cried more today than I have in, I don't know. Wow. Obviously, I've been holding on to much things, and this is needed to be exercised.
Yeah.
And again, you've got to be genuine truth, If you feel like crying, cry.
Yeah.
If you feel like laughing, laugh,
Well, we've laughed a lot today.
Oh,
so that's a good thing. So, anyway, go to
wow.
it's chicotime.com. Yeah. Please.
Well, you can download the app now.
Yeah.
It's actually on there, Who Breath. And I've given free breath work on there that people can try it out.
Amazing.
Or I'm concentrating on, I called it the Block Fit Mama, because I know that many mums, I've got a wife, once you have kids,
tell me
your body changes. As you get a little bit older, your metabolism changes. And guys don't understand this and don't realize this. And I'm like, listen, are you a stressed mum? Are you putting yourself at the bottom of the
pile? Yeah.
The pile.
Yeah.
You lost your mojo. You look at the mirror and go, who's that imposter?
How are you about to hit the menopause?
Your menopause, man on pause. I know all about that, right? So, again, and what I tried to do was I called it lose weight, feel great, get fit, get a date, get your sexy back.
Yeah.
So what
I fucking need that then.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is reach out to all the mums and saying, you beautiful as you are, because your job is not just a mum, you're a cleaner, housekeeper, a cook, a taxi driver and a therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and this is what most men don't understand. Even if a man, say for instance, is a breadwinner, and even if they're a CEO and they earn 100 grand, well, if you added the time of a mum, it comes to 280 grand a year.
Really?
So yeah, so please just do one.
God.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm knackered. I do all of that shit.
So
you're very spiritually aware, which we can hear. We're nearly finished. I feel like I'm draining you of all your.
No, please carry on. Honestly, this is the greatest joy.
And you take good care of yourself, which is everything I aspire to be. But not long ago, you were driving, and you felt very ill.
Yes.
And you were rushed to hospital and had a stroke.
Yeah, I call it a stroke of luck. And can I tell a story?
Tell a story.
Yeah.
Doctors said that you were a walking, talking miracle.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I really am a walking, talking miracle. And what happened was I did my block fit at Butlins, and it was an incredible, crazy weekend where people just go and just forget their worries. Anyway, I did this class, and again, the response was amazing. Was like when I got them to the breath work part. They danced, they did the combat when they did, and they were like, Chico, can I, you know, most of them turned around to me at that time and went, I judged you in a certain way.
Oh, everyone does.
And I just want you to know that I got it all wrong, and I just want to say thank you.
Oh.
And to me, it was the greatest blessing, right? So anyway, I'm driving down the M3, and I'm talking to my wife, and it was about 12 o'clock-ish, and I went, all of a sudden, I'm having an out-of-body experience. And I've had many experiences called enlightenment or samadhi or fana. Basically, when you no longer this person, you go to another dimension. Anyway, as I'm talking to my wife, I went, I think I'm having one of those spiritual experiences. And she went, okay, cool, talk to me in a minute. And she's like, oh, no, not another one of those. Anyway, luckily, there was a turn-off. As I turned, it was like a T-junction, and I stopped right there. And I've literally lost all faculties of the person or the human person. My arm was like dead. I'm thinking, and you know what was crazy about this was 2 weeks before, I sent a picture to my wife, and I was 47. I went, 47-year-olds with a six-pack don't get heart attacks or strokes, right? Well, I didn't know this, and at the time there was adverts. They went to know that they call it face. It's like your face. If your arm goes dead, speech, and time. And I'm thinking, don't be stupid. This is not me, you know. Anyway, all of a sudden, I've got all these cars going beep, 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 beep. But I couldn't. I even tried to put the hazard lights on, and I'm going boom, like this. And I couldn't even put it on. And
that must have been so scary.
I put the water on my head. I'm drinking water. Anyway, cut a long story short, I went, right, I've got to get out of this spot because it was a hazard. You know, I could have an accident, right? Because it was like a blind spot. And in the distance, I saw a pub, and I drove I can't use my left arm. So I'm driving, and I entered the car park. As I entered the car park, I went, wow, God, we come to this world with nothing, and we live with nothing, right? As I said that, the world as we know it pretty much disappeared. Like, gone. That's what enlightenment is, actually, believe it or not. Because you're in another reality, which makes this world seem like a dream world. Right? But at that moment, all I could think of was, oh, my God, I'm dying, but I'm not going to see my children.
You actually thought you were dying?
Yeah, no, I was dying. I had a near-death experience at that moment. And I said... what happens is you get a life review, a book of... Basically, at that time, there was nothing. Time stood still. There was no time. There was no space. But I saw my daughter getting married. Her getting married. And I went, I'm not going to be there. I saw my son with his family. I wasn't going to be there. And the only thing I thought about was my kids, my daughter, my son, and my charity. And I went, but I'm going to die, and I can't help all the children that I wanted to help. And at that moment, I had to formulate a sentence to say, what am I going to do? This is my final, I'm at my deathbed, right? And I went, God, I just want you to know, I don't want to go. I don't feel that it's my time because I don't feel that I fulfilled your mission. But if I close my eyes and don't wake up again, I want you to know I've done my best.
Yeah.
And 3 hours later, I woke up.
In hospital?
No, in the car park.
What?
Yeah. And then I drove, not knowing I had a stroke.
When you woke up, were you like, where am I? What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I drove for 2.5 hours on my right arm, changing the gear sticks, and my wife went, wow, you don't look well. I said, I need to sleep. Guess what? I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I drove for 3.5 hours to Butlins in Skegness, right? Because I was in Bognor. I drove for 3.5 hours, and I'm thinking, how am I going to go? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, because you have to punch. And I couldn't move my left arm. And through 3.5 hours, I kept on, as I'm driving, I'm trying to make it work.
Yeah.
And I made it work about 50, 60% to just get through the show. Drove back for 3.5 hours. I was gone. And my wife went, "You got to go to the doctor." I said, "This was a Saturday. I've gone to the doctor on the Monday." And he went, "It looks like you've had a TIA." I went, "Oh, Tia, my best friend's daughter's called Tia." He went, "No, that's transient ischemic, whatever." He went, "What does that mean?" He said, "I think you've had a mini stroke. I think you need to go to the doctor."
What?
So I went to the doctor on Tuesday, and they did every test on me. And Dr. Adams, bless him, beautiful, beautiful human being. He's looking through my records like this, going, "Wow, everything is coming across as like an athlete." I went, "Yeah, well, that's what I do. Fitness, health, you know." Yeah. And he says, "All right, let's look at your scan." And he just put it up and he went, oh, excuse me. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, God, that's never very good.
But he went off. Why? Because when he came back, he thought the scan was wrong. It means the scan was from, like, they mixed it up with another person.
Yeah.
And it was a 50 pence blood clot in the right hemisphere of my brain. So I jokingly, when he walked in, I went, "Don't tell me, I've had a mini stroke." He went, No, there's nothing mini about this. You've had a full-on stroke." And then he started to break down what happens to a person like this. And he was like, 45% a vegetable state.
Oh, don't.
15% die instantly. He says, "You are 0.000%. He said, "I've never in 25 years of my medical, whatever it may be, practice, I've never ever come across a person like this." I said to him, "Oh, I'm a walking, talking miracle then." He went, "Well, actually, we can't say that in medical terms. But let's just say we attribute it to your breath and your fitness." I went, "I'll have that." Bit like Ozzy Osbourne. I'll have that. So
do you know what brought it on?
No one knows. But I do know what it was. Clearly, it wasn't Chico time. But I had my spiritual master's second in command, so to speak. And he says the whole country or the world thinks it's a stroke, it's a physical matter. He says, "No, it was a spiritual matter for you."
Right.
Because I was going off the rails a little bit.
Ah.
Right. And he said,
made you stop.
He said it was to bring you back.
Yeah.
Because he said, "Understand the vision and your mission. And your mission is not this.
Yeah.
Your mission is this.
Yeah.
To enlighten people, to bring people to an understanding of love, unconditional love and reality. And you're going the wrong direction." So, but you wasn't listening.
Yeah.
Because ADHD and an Aries, upon Aries, so fire sign. He says there was nothing that we can do other than to give you an awakening.
A wake-up call, yeah.
And it was an awakening.
And your angels were looking after you.
Oh my God, they're working overtime.
Yeah.
All the time.
Talking of angels, you are yourself an angel because you are doing everything for other people all the time. Like you were saying earlier, you've got your charity.
We've reached 100,000 people so far. From South Africa to all people from England, Pakistan, India, Europe, and we've. Yeah, sorry.
No, I was going to say the Rainbow Child Foundation. 2010, you had a single. It's England time, and all the money you made went to that.
Everything. What we try to do is, like, when a cause moves me, I go, right, we're going to raise for this. Right now, it's the Ukrainian children and mothers. Now, Tanya and Mohammed, who are instrumental in my retreats. Can I tell you a story?
Yeah. I love your stories. Keep going.
Okay, so what happened was 2 years ago, I had, just as COVID started, obviously we're the ones that are going to suffer the most because gigs have gone.
Yeah.
Everything that I had literally retreats, Bali, Thailand, the whole shebang. I had all gigs lined up. Everything went gone. And I got to, I had a little tour from the 27th of July to the 15th of August. Not last year, the year before. Of course, Boris makes the close down. So that bit where I had a bit of revenue to come was gone.
Yeah.
And I was on my knees. And as they say, when you find yourself on your knees, it's a perfect time to pray.
Yeah.
All right. My beers were on fire. Right. Honest to God. And my friend calls me, Mohammed calls me up. He goes, Chico, I just thought of you just now. He says, why don't you come over and stay at my villa? And I went, I can't afford the flights. He went, oh, it's only 132. I said, it's all of us. I literally haven't got the flight money. He says, it's only 132. I went, yeah, but times 3 or 4, that's a lot of money. He went, no, for all of you. I went, no. Anyway, cut a long story short, I go and I'm like, this is paradise before paradise. It reminded me of the goat herding days, which was like orange trees everywhere, the beaches, and Europe all in one at a walking distance, which is Benadryl Caves. It's the most beautiful places. Anyway, we had a great couple of weeks, and as I was just about to leave, he went, oh, I saw you do your retreat in the Atlas Mountains. Listen, why don't you come and do a retreat here?
Amazing.
And I said, look, I can't afford. He went, look, it's free. Just come, use my villa, and no worries. And that's how it started.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That's it. Before we go, last thing I want to ask you. You've talked about everyone else's kids. Just quickly tell me about yours. One of them's at the Brit School.
Beautiful kids, Lalla Kira and Zachariah. Lalla Kira was named after my grandma, which is a divine blessing. And Zachariah means God has remembered, whatever your God may be, right? The celestial love,
and
if you may call it.
Your blessing.
And they are my blessing. And she's in the Brit School, which Amy Winehouse, Adele, Jessie J, everyone has come from there. And
she's a singer too then?
She's a singer-songwriter.
Amazing.
Thank God one of us can sing in the family. No, but really, she's got something very, very beautiful about her, and she's beautiful physically and spiritual. Lalla Kira.
Yeah.
Or I think it's Lalla Kira.
Yeah.
You can find it. You know, what's weird is she doesn't do. There's some singing on her social media, but she doesn't sell that. You know, they're kids.
Yeah.
And for me, I allow them to be themselves. I don't want to just push them because, I took her to the Adele concert in her last one in Wembley when she was 11. And I said to her, how do you feel, hon? She went, Dad, I feel like I can do this. Yeah. And I went, wow, that's amazing.
You go, girl.
And I went, well, you're going to secondary school, and what I would like you to know that I will support you in anything that you want to do, but I don't want to push you into something that we think you should be. And I said, do you want to sing? She went, Dad, music is my life.
Oh.
That's all I want to be. And I said to her, so are you doing it because you want to be like Adele and famous? She went, no, Dad, I just wanted to sing.
Oh.
And I thought, you know what? I'm going to support you.
Following her passion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Follow your passion, love your passion, live your passion, then you become your passion.
Exactly. Thank you. Honestly, it's been lovely.
It's been the most beautiful gathering. It doesn't feel like an interview. It doesn't feel like a podcast. Thank you, because I've shed the tears that I needed to. I spoke my truth, and all I want to say to whoever's listening to this is be true to you.
Aww.
And may the who be with you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my darling. Oh my God, this has been beautiful.
Oh Lord.
Thank you.
Wasted my day waking up.
Thank you, Chico, for your positivity and your energy. ChicoTime.com. Check it out. That's it for now. Love you for listening. And don't forget to show love. Thank you to Ollie Trevors for Saucy Naughty Rubbish and Danny Wright for staying in. Both doing gigs right now, so please check them out. Thank you to Alex McCardle for sound and edits. And please follow us on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook at Show Love UK. And if you want to join the conversation, please join the group Show Love Podcast on Facebook. Thank you.
Procrastination, self-stimulation, instant gratification. I'm self-medicating, therapist recommending more meditating, wasted education. I need more admiration, and I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, and I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, and I'm staying in. Calm down with me, repeat it on channel 3. I watch it cause I'm feeling hungry. Try and shift the mood, so I ordered Chinese food. Said fuck it, just keep the change, dude. Finance situation, spent on dedication. Dreams of Wembley Stadium and my name carved in the pavement. And I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, and I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, and I'm staying in. I'm staying in.
What time is it?
It's chicotime.com.